There's someone at the door. I'm coming. I'm coming. Good evening, Tommy. Thank you so much for joining in. Sorry, I was trying to sort out my issues at the gates. It's good to have you. You're the first person joining in. So special thanks. Thank you so much. We have about 5 minutes to go, so let me alert everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Fine girl, how are you? I can't hear you.
Thank you for joining in. You're always one of my first people. I hope you are
Yeah,
walking.
you're fine.
I hope you are walking to your house.
Yeah, I'm walking to my house. So,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. Hope you're good.
Yes, I'm good.
Uh,
Um, Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining in. I am just trying to get some things sorted. Welcome, everyone. It's good to have you join in. I am trying
to... Good evening.
Hi, Shay. Good evening. Thank you for joining in. I want to see if my speaker is here. Okay, he hasn't joined in yet. Thank you guys for joining in. Like Pastor Jerry Eze would say, share the link, share it, and invite everybody that needs to be here. We're going to be starting very, very, very soon. How do I look? Okay, I hope I look okay. I'm excited. Welcome everyone joining in. Thank you. Thank you so much, TK. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I want us to be, say, about 30 of us before we start. So please invite everybody that needs to be here. We're about to experience, it's about to be a movie, to be honest. I'm actually really excited. I spoke to Lamide earlier on in the day, and he is ready. That's all I can say. He's ready. And I am so looking forward to you guys meeting him. Lamide is one of my inner circle friends. And so I know the amount of value that I get from just listening to him speak sometimes, or just, interacting with him. And so it's just a pleasure to have him do this with us. I hope you have your bottle of water. I hope you have your writing pad and your biro, because it's not a casual meeting as much as it's an evening event. It is a meeting that I trust that somebody's mindset is going to shift. You are going to get just receive light, for maybe what your next level should be, what your next action should be, what your next turning point is going to be. So I'm usually very particular about making sure that people are not just very casual about it, because this is life. We only get one shot at it. So we should try as much as possible to do the best that we can to, make the best decisions, about our lives. So please get your writing pads ready, so that once the speaker is here, we'll be able to start up, right? I'm looking out for Lamide. Okay, while you're here, if this is your first time, please let me know. Just put a 2 in the chat box. If this is your first time of joining in, just put 2 in the chat box. I want to be able to welcome very specially the people who are joining in for the very first time. If this is your first time of joining in, I know this is not church, but if this is your very first time of joining in, just put a 2 in the chat box, and I will be happy to specially welcome you, because oh, thank you, Maxwell. This is your first time. Wow. Alvin, you're here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Some people are lying. I don't think this is Joy's first time. Agnes, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Owen, for coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am really, really, really excited about the first timers. Thank you, Tommy. Tommy is a first timer, and she was the first person to join. I think I'll have a gift for you. Let me notice down, so that at the end of this session, I can send you a gift. Thank you so much, Abba Veronica. Thank you. Providence says meat pie and Coke. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. Don't worry. I'm going to send her a gift. We have 26 people. I want us to start once we hit the first 30 people. Where is everybody else? It's time for Oiza, you deserve a gift as well, but I'm only giving it to me because she was the first person to join in, and because it's your first time, Oiza, you're welcome. I am very happy to have you. If it's your first time, please drop a 2 in the chat box, and if you have been here before I mean, you can just drop. Joshua, thank you for joining in. If you have been here before, you can just tell us what your experience has been in very few words. Okay, I think Lamide is here now. In very few words, just drop in the chat box what your experience has been. I mean, it's just been 2 episodes. This is the 3rd episode, right? Yeah. And it feels like we've been doing this for a really long time. For me, this feels like home already, you know. But I mean, this is a place where we just exchange ideas, we deepen perspectives, you know, we just get serious about the things that we want to see happen in our lives. Nobody's chatting, you know. See, today I need the chat box. Anyway, I trust Lamide. I need the chat box to be very active today. I need people to be able to interact. Thank you, Dr. Grace, for turning on your camera. Thank you, Providence. I see you. Please, if you are properly seated, if you are well dressed, I mean, if you're covered up, you can turn on your camera. We like to see the people that we're interacting with. Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you. All right, how many people do we have? Oh, we have 31 people. Okay, so I think that it is a good time to get started. I want to be sure that Lamide is still here. Lamide. Okay, fine. Lamide is here. All right, so we're getting started now. Just again, Alvin, I can see you are driving. Hi, Akin. Good evening, Kiki. Good evening. Good to see you. A few house rules, right? This is, as much as it is just a discussion, it is also very serious. And so I really love to see people, you know, with their notepads and biros, because it is... Oh, my line is breaking. How come? Please, if you can hear me clearly, just say loud and clear. I could switch internet if this is not working properly. But if you're having issues hearing me, just let me know, please. Okay, I think 2 people have complained. Thank you, Owen, for turning on your camera. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you. Alvin, you're driving. Oh, it's breaking. Oh, hold on. Let me see if it gets better. Let me know once it gets better. I don't want to invite my guests when my line is breaking. Is it better now? Please let me know. Stable now. It's better. Okay. I think I know why that happened. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, so we're getting started. Like I was saying, house rules, please have a pen and a paper, be seated. This is, I don't know, I'm excited. I'm so excited because I understand the gravity of what is about to happen. So you can have a cup of coffee, a drink, a bottle of water, or a bottle of Coke, or whatever it is that would make you really relaxed. And as much as possible, if you need to get off your seat, please turn off your camera so that you don't distract other people. So I'm just going to read Lamide's profile very briefly so that we can get started. Okay. All right. Lamide Johnson is a storyteller, author, and teacher. He believes that innovation, technology, and strategic partnerships leveraged by entrepreneurs are the fastest way to build economic prosperity in Africa. He has spent the last decade designing and implementing digital skills and entrepreneurship programs for startups, creating solutions for Africa's urgent problems. He's trained in business and entrepreneurship with Kellogg School of Management, Northwestern University, Illinois, USA, and he also has a master's in international business from Loughborough University. Lamide, sorry, I didn't even go through your profile before now. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the words correctly. In addition to this, he's a certified John Maxwell coach and a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great joy that I introduce to you Lamide Johnson. I think you can speak now. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Brenda.
Woo! Thank you, Lance. Thank you so much.
Brenda, what kind of profile did you just read now, Brenda?
I'm sorry.
What kind of
Lamide, I'm sorry.
What kind of embarrassment is this? Oh my God. I've never had my profile read this way. Oh my goodness.
You're not going to roast me on this program. Let's
Loboro. No, you have to pronounce that thing again. Loboro. What's that?
Lambs, I'm
It's
sorry.
Loughborough.
I'm
Say
sorry.
again. Loughborough.
Is what?
Loughborough.
Loughborough. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Can I pronounce my son name in your school?
Oh, you almost finished me here.
I'm sorry. Lambs. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Good to be here. Good to be here, Brenda. I hope you're doing well today.
Yes, I'm doing good. I'm excited.
Amazing.
And it's so good to catch up with you again. So welcome to Conversations with Brenda. This is the 3rd episode. And I'm just so excited that, first 2 episodes were mind-blowing and it seems to just keep getting better, and so it's just with so much pleasure that I welcome you tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Brenda. It's so good to be here. Like I said to you this morning when I called, I'm so excited to be doing this session with you today. So hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for gracing this session today with Brenda, conversations with Brenda, of course, and coming to listen to me speak about making hard decisions. It's going to be a really engaging session. And I'm very hopeful that you'll be able to get 1 or 2 things. I'll be sharing a few things about myself. I'm going to be speaking about some people I admire. I'm going to be sharing some life principles that can guide you. And I will also have you do 2 activities and then we call it a day. Okay. So excited to be here, to be honest. So thank you so much, Brenda. I've known Brenda for 4 years now. Our relationship has been off and on. So relationship, she wants too much and I'm not available to offer plenty of things. I don't know how to multitask friendship. but Brenda has been consistent and she's just been there, right? So she knows that, she understands what it means to have Lamide Johnson in her corner, I think. And I understand what it means to have Brenda in my corner. And that is everything that matters to me at this time. Let me go into the participants and see if I know anyone. Oh goodness, let's see. Daniel, I see Daniel. Who else do I know? I think I know Joy. I think I know Kiki. I'm not sure of the full name of the Kiki though. But let's see. Who else names? Okay, I don't recognize any other names. Let me go check pictures. Brenda, do people put on their videos here? I'm putting gallery mode. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, I see that in gallery mode now. Yeah. So I see. Oh, Akim, what's up? I see you, bro. All right. Owen, I see you. Owen, you're looking too serious. Off your video, Owen, off your video. If you're going to look this serious, off your video. What's all this? Why are you harassing me? Did you buy fuel today? What's all this? Please, off your video. Alvin, I hear. Brenda, please, whatever setting you have here, I want people to be able to unmute their microphone, okay? I want people to be able to unmute anytime. All right. Alvin, how far now? Can you hear us, Alvin?
Okay, I think you guys can unmute now.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic, Alvin. You're with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Amazing. Amazing. Edith Young,
Yeah.
I see you. I see you, Edith Young. Thank you. Brenda, make me co-host. Okay, I want to be able to unmute people and mute them when I need to, just shut them up or ask them to speak anytime I want to. So make me co-host, okay? Nora, how are you?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Good to see you. Okay, great. So this is my audience, and I like to say this every time. Those whose videos are on are the people I'm talking to, right? And it makes this really interesting and very engaging. So thank you so much for putting on your videos. I'm so excited to do this with you. I'm going to start with 2 questions to begin. I will be looking at my notes because I wrote lots of notes here for today. So if you see me looking this way, I'm not distracted. I'm just checking my notes because I need to keep the time. Brenda has asked me to perform magic today. I'm not sure how I would cover this topic in 40 minutes. It's near impossible to cover such an important topic in 40 minutes. This morning, when I was thinking through it, I was going to a cafe to study some more, and I had a chat with Brenda, and I was saying, you know what, I think I can go talk about these 2 things, and I will talk about these 2 stories, and I will talk about these 2 life principles, and I will do these 2 activities. And then when I started putting my thoughts together, I'm like, no. I have to strip it down a little bit because I need to spend time to help you to distill some of the live learnings I have been able to give, and certain things I do know that would help you to make the best decisions for your life, because that's what's important to me. What's important to me today is, how do you make decisions that will shape your future? How do you make decisions that would help you, that will guarantee that you have better experiences in life? What decisions do you need to make that would help you to live the life that is fulfilled and, more importantly, balanced? Let me ask 2 questions to begin. And I'm going to be asking Owen this question. So, Owen, tell me, why do you think it's important to make hard decisions, Owen? Oh, we can't hear you, Owen.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now, Owen. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, guys. My name is Owen, and I'm calling from Finland. Okay, regarding your question, I feel to make please, can you come again with the question? Sorry.
Owen, first, let me jab you a little bit. That's why you didn't get my joke about fuel, Labi, because you're in Finland. You didn't understand what they are going through in Nigeria. You didn't get it. You didn't get it at all. You didn't get it.
No, it's not like that.
You didn't get it,
no.
Maybe
Yeah. No,
so
it's not like
Owen,
that.
tell me, right? Do you make hard decisions in your life? Do you make tough decisions?
Yeah. Okay. I think the very first time I made a very tough decision in my life was quitting my job.
Quitting your job?
Yeah, and I'm trying to look for greener pastures somewhere. Yeah. So it was a tough one, because when I made that decision, a lot of people were thinking, this guy. Because
crazy.
I got to the position in my company where a lot of people envied to get to that, to that position. And all of a sudden, even when I made that decision, even my MD was, because of the trust he had me, he was like, why did you not tell me you were going to leave this soon? I could have given this position to someone else. But I have to tell you, sir, this life, we are faced with a lot of challenges, and sometimes it's he who wears the shoes that no wears. So that decision is a personal decision. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve, but I have to make the decision. So
that was a tough one, Owen.
Yeah, it was really tough.
But you did it.
Because, I did it. Even when I got to my destination, it was hard. And the toughest part of it all was, I got to a stage in my life presently, like when I got to Finland, I was like, okay, did I just make a wrong decision? Like, it wasn't easy, but I struggled, but my tenacity, I was focused, and I said, no, I'm not going to be a laughing stock back home. Like, this move is going to be profitable for me. And voila, just took me some couple of months, then I got myself, but it was really tough.
Fantastic. Love that. And thanks for sharing that with me, Owen. Nora, could you unmute your mic for a bit?
I'm with you.
Could you think back to the toughest decision you've ever made in your life?
Honestly, I actually avoid making tough decisions as much as I can, especially when it involves my feelings or emotions.
You just leave it. So much. You just go on autopilot. You just allow life to happen.
Honestly, I let it happen to me. But I think I would rather engage or make a difficult decision when it involves like something physical than less emotional.
Don't pick small clothes.
No. Explain that again. Abiola was making noise. And Abiola, I'm going to kick you out of this room if you continue to unmute your mic. I'm going to kick you out.
I said, I think
go ahead, Nora.
I'd rather choose to make a tough physical decision than make a tough emotional decision.
So once it comes to your emotions, you don't trust it.
I don't have the energy to. I don't have the strength
And
to make that decision.
So you kick it out. You just kick it out, and you allow fate to happen.
Exactly.
Now, I want you to take me back to the last time you did this, where you allowed your emotions to take steer. You allowed fate to take steer because you couldn't trust your emotion, and you just said, "Let fate happen. Wherever you lead me, I will go." Can you remember the last time you did this?
Yeah, I'm still in it actually. Still very recent. And
and how is it?
Not great.
It's not great.
No.
It's not great. Okay, that's good. Brenda, do me a favor, okay? Because I'm sure you know when I'm teaching, I'm going to have to engage my students, okay? I need you to be in the participants tab, and anybody who unmutes that are not engaging, please mute them, okay? Especially because some people are here, but they're not here, and they're distracting. Is that fine? Thank you.
I got you.
Yeah, thank you. Now, each time you're making a decision, you are unconsciously asking yourself certain questions. You say, will this make me happy? So Owen was moving to Finland from Nigeria, and he's asking himself, will Finland make me happy? Will I enjoy this? Is this something I would like to do? Will this hurt me? And so in the first instance, he got there and was like, yo, I can't even get a car. Even to get my driver's license is tough. To get a house, they're asking me to pay 6 months in advance. To get a job, they're asking me to start from scratch. Like, will this hurt me? And then for those of you who are empathic, you ask yourself, will this hurt anybody else? Will this hurt people around me? Because when you left family and friends back home, right? And you left maybe parents who you are taking care of, and they expect certain things from you on a month-on-month basis. You have sisters who are expecting stuff from you, and siblings and brothers and uncles and aunts. There are responsibilities back home. Some people think that, some people are depending on you, and you're asking, will this decision hurt anybody else? Give me a second. Brenda, you're asking me to make you host. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'll make hosts and change host. Is that good? Thank you. Thank you very much, Brenda. And the last one you're asking yourself is, will anybody find out? Will anybody find out? For instance, Nora has carefully moved around that decision that she has landed into, and she has allowed fate to take a steer. And because we are here and she doesn't trust everybody here, and the session is recorded, she's like, yeah, I'm in it, but we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's in a job, or if it's in a relationship, or it is we don't know what it is, right? She has carefully moved around it because she's asking, will anybody find out around this? These questions we ask ourselves each time we want to make decisions. Now, there is a relationship between your decisions and your future. And the decisions you make are how you control your life. So everything you are now is a product of decisions you have made. In fact, your decision is your steering wheel. And for some of us, like Owen and myself, we will decide to make a decision. We will do it either ways. Wherever it takes us, we will go. I will take responsibility for whatever the outcome is, Owen. Yep. So if it's bad, it's bad. We dust it up. We move. If it's good, we celebrate it. We make the next decision. We don't move from that junction until we make a decision. For some other people, they just feel, you know what, I can't deal with this because I'm not sure. I don't have the experiences for this. I've never gotten to this position before. Let me just let it happen. And they let go of that steering wheel. Your decisions determines your story. And so, what story is your life currently telling? Everything Owen said today is a product of every decision he has made. Owen, as I was listening to you speak, I just remembered leaving Nigeria too, right? 2 years ago. And I was leaving I was working in the British government at the time. And in the British government, there are grades, there are levels, all right? There are levels. And so there's a level for the expatriates, the people who come from Britain to work in the British embassy. And there's a level for the Nigerians and the local people. I was at the highest point of the local. Do you understand? When I said I was resigning, they asked me to go for therapy. Did you understand? They said something is wrong with is everything okay? Are you normal? Are you all right? Let us check if you are fine, because this thing you are doing is like something is happening. I said, no, I'm going back to school. They said, what school? What school? But there was a story I had to tell. There's a story I want to tell. There's a story I want to tell my kids. And so today, I'll just tell you a little bit of the story. Brenda didn't introduce me as Lamide Johnson, who studied fisheries and wildlife from Federal University of Technology, Akure. She didn't do that shit. Why, Brenda? Why didn't you do that? Why? But I was there for 5 years. 5 years. That's what I did. Why did you ignore it? Because that is not the story I want to tell. Even though I did that for 5 years of my life. It is not something I have practiced. It is not something I will practice. It's not something I love. But I did it because Nigeria happens to me. But now I want to write my story in business. Don't you go, I'll put you out of this call. You could say I didn't give her fish. I want to write my story in business. And every single education I put on is because that's the story I want to tell. Every decision determines your story. And so when you come to the junction of your life, you must pause and consider, what story do I want to tell? But more importantly, what story do I want people to tell about me? Every time. Now, this may sound harsh, but where you are now is your fault. You brought yourself here. Where you are now, you're responsible for it. Not your parents, not your spouse, not your ex, not your kids, not your pastor, not your coach, nobody else. You were responsible for where you are now because your decisions frames your reality. But guess what? Every single joy and accomplishment you had is because of you too. You brought it. The happiness, the joy, the excitement, every good thing you have is because of your decisions too. So don't look at it as only the bad things that have happened to me. Also the beautiful things that have happened to you. You brought it upon yourself. It's you. Because no one gets to write your story for you. You get to write it. You're the master of it. You're the one on the steering. You're the one taking your life in your hands and living. I'm very happy that, Owen is here, right? And Owen, I'm sure you get some of the things I'm saying because if you ever have to leave what you know as normal and live somewhere else entirely and start afresh, it's like you are designing your life. It's as though you are molding yourself. You are choosing the people you're staying with. You are choosing the house you live in. You are choosing the job you do. You are choosing you. I am molding you to who you want you to be. You are writing your own story, good or bad. It's you. Now listen, you and I know that nobody plans to write a story they'll regret. Does everybody ever plan to do that? Like you plan to write a story that you're going to regret at the end of the day, right? Nobody ever wanted to vote Tinubu and he removes the subsidy on day one. Nobody knew it would happen. They didn't know. They just voted him. Nobody knew they'll vote Buhari in and they will lose their jobs. They did not know. They just did. Nobody knew. They don't plan to do it, right? Did you plan to do it? Nope. You didn't plan to do it. Now, the reason why we're having this call is too many people don't also plan to make bad decisions. While nobody plans the bad things that happen to them, too many people don't plan for bad things not to happen to them. And this is why we're having this session, because as much as I want to take you away from the position Nora has put a certain part of her life, and she says, this part of my life, and Nora, I'm going to help you to switch that a little bit. And I hope I'm able to help you today. To switch away from, I'm going to go on autopilot when it comes to my emotions. I'm going to go on autopilot when it comes to something on my heart. And Nora, it's possible you are doing this because you have been so heartbroken when it comes to matters of your heart before, and you just feel I don't want to feel it. So I decide to numb it. But the more you try to numb it, the more you're realizing you're human, man. Like, damn it, I'm human. Damn it, I'm human. I wanted this thing to just go on autopilot, but it's hurting me more than I thought it will. So no one is planning it. Nora said it's not going all great. Did you plan for it to not go great? And so we're going to consider one safeguard today, especially when it comes to making hard decisions. And it's one safeguard. Simple. What story do I want to tell? Write it down. If you're taking notes, just write it down. What story do I want to tell? What story do you want to tell? What story do you want told about you? The story of your life is written one decision at a time. The story of a life of meeting that girlfriend who is fantastic, but she is abusive and she's not recovering from it. She's wealthy. She's from a wealthy family. She has a fantastic job. Oh, she's beautiful. She has all the curves and features that you really want in a woman. She seems to be able to love kids, but she is very abusive. The way she speaks to you is quite degrading, and this is red flags to you because that I really like to be spoken to calmly, but when this girl is angry, she busts out and she scatters things with the things she says, and suddenly you go ahead and marry her, and you had kids, but now you're considering divorce because the one thing you ignored has become too big to ignore. That's the story. You have a job and your boss says to you to lie about a certain thing to a client. You went ahead to lie about it to a client, and suddenly the client finds out, and the client says to you, escalate it to your boss's boss, and now your boss's boss fires you because of something you did. You had a choice to tell your boss, I'm not going to do it, but you decide to write that story. That's the story you decide to tell. Decisions by decisions, you are writing the story of your life. There's a reason why people don't like to think of stories. People like to think of the now because decisions are now, stories are later. And so we are constantly under pressure, and it's becoming increasingly hard to think about tomorrow. And everything we're thinking about has to influence how we feel now. How we feel. How do I feel right this moment? How do I feel right now? So we instead focus on the immediate and we ignore the ultimate. We focus on the immediate gratification and we ignore the ultimate results. And so what Nora is doing is to ignore emotions, which is good in a way, because one of the things I've said here is we have allowed emotions to fuel our decisions, and they're very strong emotions because now we don't trust our emotions anymore because we feel our emotions love, our emotions lust, our emotions want, our emotions hate. These are emotions and we can't put them under reins anymore. Let's go to a story that I wanted to share today. We don't have so much time. In 1850 BC, there's a Hebrew teenager. His name was Joseph. Fantastic young guy. He was 17 at the time. His father loved him so much. And this was because, his father was old. He had him in his old age, and he was the son of his father's favorite wife. And he sold him a coat of many colors. And Joseph was very arrogant and always flaunted the coat everywhere he went. But then his brothers didn't like it at all. And so they decided to kill him. On one of those days, he was meant to go report on his brothers. His father sent him again to go and check on his brothers and see what they were doing. He would go there and tell his father that, look, those people are not doing what they're meant to do. They are playing. They went to visit other people. He would always report on them. As he was going on one of those journeys again, and his brothers connived and decided they're going to kill him. And they did catch him, thrown up into a cistern, and they actually wanted to kill him. And it was so interesting to think about that. Can you just take yourself back to thinking about the brothers for a bit? Right? And imagine what the story of the brothers will be telling today. Oh, my father had a wife in his old age. He loved this wife more than my mom. And he always sold the clothes of many colors for one of the wife's son, Joseph. And so one day, my brothers decided to catch him and kill him because we're jealous. That's the story. That's their story. That's the story they wanted to tell. Now, there was a guy amongst them, Reuben. He didn't want to kill Joseph, of course. He even wanted to steal him in the night and take him back to his father. He was actually the person who suggested throwing him into the system. But when he came back, they had sold him out to the Egyptians at wholesale price. Imagine, wholesale price. Because when he gets to Egypt, we're going to sell him again for retail. Very terrible thing that happened at the time. Now, the thing is that there's always a Reuben in our life. Somebody who tells us over and over again the truth. Somebody who whispers into our ears and tells us what should or shouldn't. Somebody who tries to save us from ourselves. There's always a Reuben somewhere. So when you look out for Reuben in your life, listen to that Reuben. Now back to Joseph. Joseph went on ahead to Egypt. When he got there, he had beautiful experiences in Egypt. He was sold to Potiphar. And this time, Potiphar decides that he's going to be a slave. Now he's a slave. Now imagine a guy who was the best guy in the environment. Like his father doted on him, and suddenly he gets sold to Potiphar and he becomes a slave. What do you think is going through his head? Brenda, what do you think is going through his head? He wants to go back home. He's asking if his father is Jacob was going to come to rescue him. Which army will rescue him from Egypt? He didn't have options. But this guy decided, I'm just going to work where I am and I'm going to serve. And that's what he did. He decided to focus on what he was doing and did fantastic work until he became the most favored amongst the slaves. And then suddenly came Potiphar's wife to say, I want to lay with you. I want to sleep with you. And Joseph consistently tells her, not about the now, about the future. Why would I do this thing and sin against God? What story will I tell? What story will I tell in the future? And if you read that part of the book of the person who wrote the book of Genesis, it's very interesting to see how he was able to take a step back and forget about the immediate and think about the ultimate. And that's what I want you to do today. What I'm trying to say is, don't lose sight of the broader story of your life. Don't lose sight of the broader story of who you will be. Because most times, over and over again, we lose sight of that big picture. And so the decisions we are making now is going to make us feel good now. Joseph could easily have done what he wanted to do with Potiphar's wife, and he will think no one will know about it. But the truth is that would have been the end of his story, right? In fact, one of the things I think is that Potiphar did not believe his wife. I think he didn't believe his wife, because imagine you want to sleep with my wife. And she claimed you wanted to rape her. Owen, will you just put him in prison? You execute the guy now, because you're Potiphar, like you're second in command. You execute him. That's what they would do. They execute him. But Potiphar knew that there was a lie here, and so he decided to imprison him instead of executing him. Do you get what I mean? So why did that happen is because there was that element of doubt in Potiphar's mind. But the reality remains that Joseph, did not lose sight of the broader story. More importantly, one of the things that was in that part of the scripture was that God was with him. How come God was with Joseph all through? So God was with him in the cistern, right, when it was dark and lonely. God was with him when he was sold to the Egyptians. God was with him when he was sold to Potiphar's house. Oh, God was with him when he saw Potiphar's wife trying to rape him. God was with him when he was thrown into the prison. I thought good things only happened to good people. How come this bad thing happened to him? And this is why I framed this session as making hard decisions, because those hard decisions come when we have conflict in our minds and we're asking ourselves, should we or should we not? Should I or should I not? And the only principle I can share today is simple. What story would you tell? What story of your life do you want to tell? In 2014, I applied for the Mandela Washington Fellowship Program. I got to the final stage, got interviewed by the embassy. The fellowship program is one of the leading leadership programs in Africa. It was founded by President Obama at the time, and it will take you to a university where you study, connect you to high and mighty. And I applied for this program and got to the final stage and got the rejection email after the final stage. Second year, I applied again, got to the final stage. No, I didn't get to the final stage, second stage. I just got the rejection email. They didn't even invite me for the interview. By the third time, this was 2016, I was married already. By the third year, and now you have to wait an entire year to wait for that program. By the third year, I was married already, and my wife was saying I should apply. I'm like, nah, I can't apply. And she said to me, that I can't continue to run away from the things I really want to do. You have to pursue. You need to continue doing it. I'm like, nah, I don't take rejection very well. I don't like rejection at all. And she convinced me to apply, and I applied again, and it came up again with the rejection email. By the fourth time in 2017, in September again, I remember this very clearly. She was in my office, and she was like, the deadline was the next day, and she's like, "Are you going to apply?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm not going to apply. They should go away. Who are they?" You know, that thing, that pride you have. I won't go on the website and I'll check the people they select into their programs. I'm like, what is this person doing? I'm doing more than this. What is this person doing? I'm doing more than this. And they're not selecting me. Yada, yada, yada. And yeah, she said you should just apply. So I sent him my application in like an hour, just wrote something in, and they invited me for an interview, and I got into the program. I've told this story every single time I have to talk about rejection and the power of no, every single time. And every single time I talk about my Ruben, who is my wife, who convinced me to apply over and over again. That is the story I tell now. Do you know that it could also be a story of me stopping my application by the first attempt, or the second attempt, or the third attempt? It's possible to tell that story. But that's not the story I wanted to tell. This is the story I want to tell. Let's do a quick activity. Akimumi, did you hear about the Joseph story? Look at his eyes. Look at your eyes. What part of Joseph's story stands out to you the most? Tell me.
The part where it was sold out to the slave traders.
Yeah. Why does it stand out to you?
Because that's what made his purpose in life to come to pass.
Interesting.
So
you
if it was
feel
not
like that was
so, he could have been a local champion. It was like a stepping stone to what God has in plan for him.
Fantastic. He would have continued to he'll continue wearing coats of many colors. Yeah. He'll continue dreaming and boasting about his dreams. It is interesting that I like because it's interesting that was the pivotal moment of his life. That was the pivotal moment of his life. Like that was the actualization of his dreams. Everything he had seen, that was where it was going to. But that wouldn't have happened if he didn't trust that process completely. And so if you get to part of your life where you need to make the tough decisions to resign from that job, the tough decisions to apply for 300 jobs every week, the tough decision to study, this tough decision to go learn skills, this tough decision to look at the Nigerian economy and figure out now where's the best place to learn and what is the best skill I need at this point in time that will give me an edge. If we don't get to that point and make those tough decisions, we just might leave our dreams in hibernation because we will never translate it to what we actually want it to be. I like that, Kiwomi. Now, Constance, how are you? Thanks for coming up. Oh, we can't hear you.
Good evening.
Hey, how are you? Have you been listening?
Thank you. Yes, but I didn't follow the story from the beginning.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. But have you been listening to these things we've been saying?
Yes.
What one decision will you make this week that may change the trajectory of your story? This week.
To pray more. That's one
So
thing. Like I feel I've not been praying enough. There's something that I'm trying to work on, and it's just not working the way I want it. So I
and you
feel
think prayer is
need
the
to
answer,
pray
yeah?
more about. I think I need to pray more about it. Then probably change my approach.
Your approach to it.
Yes. That's it.
I'd like you to talk about praying more, a little bit more. So do you mean praying in terms of, because I don't know, prayer is different to people. People see prayers differently. I pray anywhere, everywhere. I pray in my car. I pray when I'm in the shower. I pray anywhere. So is it that at the moment you've not been praying enough?
Well, about the particular thing, okay, it's actually about my business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not moving the way I envisaged it, like the plans I had for it when I started off. So, like I said, I intend to change my approach, and then the pray more that I'm saying is I've not really sat down to say, okay, I want to devote this particular time. I just like you said, people pray anytime. That's the kind of prayer when it just hits me like,
that's when you get.
Oh, you went
got
out
it.
today, you did exercise.
Got it.
You should pray, and then I just say a short prayer, and that's it. Like that kind of prayer. How do I put it? Maybe God does something for you, and then you remember to say thank you. Until when something comes up again, you want God to do it before you remember to pray about that kind of thing. I think I should pray with tax season. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
I like that. I like that very much. So we do know that there's something we can do to change that. Let's do an activity together. So everybody take your pen, take your paper. And I want you to go to December 2023. December 31. So just write it at the corner. Just put 31 December. I'm writing mine too. December 2023. Have you written that? Okay, fantastic. And I want you to put a time. All right. So let's put a quiet time of the day. Let's put by 7 p.m. you're already going to church for those of you who go to church for crossover and stuff. So let's put the early hours of the morning. Let's put 6 a.m. So put 6 a.m. All right. Nora, have you done yours? Thank you very much. Are you using your laptop for this? You're using a laptop. Okay. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Now, I want you to write where you are. And so this is how you put it, okay? So I am in my study. Put your address and your location. Have you done that?
Okay. Yes.
Fantastic. Put what you're wearing. I'm wearing a short and a black t-shirt because it's cold in the thick of winter or winter. I'm wearing socks. Brenda, I'm sure you're not wearing your wig. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. You done that? All right, good. So it's the 31st. I want you to continue to write stuff about what you're seeing wherever you are. Wherever you are. So look around you. What would you see in the environment that you are in at the time? For those of you who would have moved houses at the time, put the houses and what you're seeing, what the color looks like. For those of you who will be with your parents, all right, write that you're with family, all right. For those of you who want to travel at the time, for instance, I don't want to be in the UK at the time, so perhaps maybe I'll be in Paris. I'm not sure. Write it. I want you to paint the environment you are in on the 31st of December. Paint the environment and just put the beautiful things you've seen there, okay? Owen, I hope you have not missed this at all.
I think I missed the part where you said the location or something.
Okay. So what we did is you're writing a story about where you are on the 31st of December.
Okay.
I just want to, and you're writing it in first person in present tense. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. I can read mine to you. I'm in my study.
Mm-hmm.
I put in my address. I put what I was wearing. So I'm wearing short black t-shirt with socks because it's the thick of winter. Okay. I have my laptop with me. I have my Kindle and I have my iPad. I leave my phone in the bedroom so I don't get distracted. I'm listening to Hillsong music. Okay. I'm listening to Hillsong music. Right. And now have you done that? The next thing I want you to write how you feel. I want you to write how you feel at that time. How you feel. And for me, I feel very content. I feel very content. I feel very content and happy. And happy. I'm not overwhelmed. I am satisfied and deeply satisfied. That's me. I'm sharing my own story with you guys. Huh? Okay, so how you feeling? Have you done that? Nora, done? Fantastic.
I'm still on it.
You're still on it? Okay, fantastic. Constance,
Yeah.
done? Excellent. Thank you, Constance. Ade Akinwumi, done? Okay, still writing. So I'll wait for you. Once you're done with that, I want you to write the kind of job you're doing. I'm sure you're on leave. And so write it. I just took a break from work. I write the work. And listen, friends and family, you need to imagine the most beautiful things ever. There and then.
Recording in progress.
Okay? There and then, whatever is the most beautiful thing for you. If you want to have changed this job by then, write about the new job you have. Write about the new job you have. Write it. Okay? Job. Brenda, this is the last activity I will call it today, okay? Am I still in time? Am I still in time? Tell me how many minutes more.
15.
Thank you. So thank you very much, Brenda. Write about the job you're doing, okay, at the time. For those of you who have changed jobs, write about the job. I'm currently working with Google. As director of programs. I'm implementing acceleration and incubation programs across Google's African portfolio companies. You see, written that I'm earning XYZ. I'm not going to tell you my figure annually. And the job is not giving me stress at all. Once you're done writing that, I want you to write about the gifts you gave yourself for the year. This year, I told myself I was going to buy I won't tell you what it is. And I'm happy that I have it.
Honestly, washrooms as like YouTube.
Thank you, Brenda. I'm happy that I have it. It's exactly as I thought it would be. Now I want you to write about your health. I had a health scare in March this year. But the moment I made healthier decisions about my diet, things took a good turn. Today, I'm glad that I can now do X, X, and X. Now let's talk about prayer life, like Constance. I used to pray only in the car and in the shower. While this is not such a terrible idea, because I know that the one I pray to hears me every time. I'm even more pleased that I have now been able to dedicate 40 minutes of my time every day in worship. This has been the most inspiring part of my mornings. And once I'm done writing this, I'm going straight into my alone time with God. Now let's write about our finances. Oluwakem, why are you smiling like this? Why are you smiling? Tell me. Unmute Kemi. Why are you smiling? Tell me.
I'm enjoying the picture I'm painting.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's the picture. That's the picture. Let's talk about our finances. Let's talk about our finances a little further. Today, I looked at my Barclays account. And I have XXX. I won't tell you how much in the bank. Imagine me, a whole me, with this much money at the end of a year. What this means is simple. I'll be able to send good money home to my parents. I would also give XXX to the orphanage. I should be able to afford a new Apple Watch Ultra. Oh my God. Oh wait, I've been managing this one. My wife and I have been saying, don't change it. The moment I saw you on, I'm like, nah, I'm going to change this to me. I'm going to change. Inspiration. I put it in my story. I put it in my story. All right. Okay. All right. Have we done that already? Now let's talk about our social life. All right. I should be planning my trip to Paris in a few minutes. My wife has always wanted to go to Paris. I'm not sure why she wants to go there. I don't care much about France. But because I want peace in my home, we shall make it happen. Social life. Let's talk about your love life. My wife is happy more than she ever has been in 8 years. I think I'm doing something good. Now let's conclude. It's a beautiful day. Oh, it's the start of a beautiful day. The end of the year 2023. The year did not swallow me. I didn't just survive, but I thrived. Nothing gives me greater joy That's it. Everything we've just done encapsulates several decisions that we made. Lots and lots and lots and lots of decisions. Every single thing we've written now. I want you to go back and take your story, whatever it is you've written. However I wrote it, however I explained it to you, that's my own story. You write yours. But I want you to write it as first person and write it as you. And each time you come to a crossroad where you need to make certain decisions, I want you to tell yourself what story do you want to tell. This is the first time I'm teaching in such a long time. I told Brenda that I've sort of paused teaching because teaching, I'm just not ready to teach. I'm taking a long break, extended break, and I'm not sure when I'm going to come out of the break. And this is with no apology to anybody. All right. I want to take my time to focus on myself as I go through the transition. And interestingly, I realized that, the time when I was teaching and always coming up on social and doing everything, if it's in terms of cash and inflow, I've made more money being silent than I've made posting on social media every day. I've made much more. Number two, I'm more fulfilled, so much more fulfilled because I'm focused on just a very few people, and it gives me so much joy to see their lives transform. So much joy, and I'm just so excited. I'm just so happy. And before, I used to be very frantic about showing up, and I'm like, I have to show up, I have to do this, I have to come up, I have to come online to say something, to say that. But now I don't care. I post rubbish now on social media. I post rubbish. Like, you go to my page on Instagram now. I just posted a video of a husband slapping his wife's butt. My pastor is going to see that. He's going to send me a message and say, bro, how far are you in the Lord? I'm in the Lord, sir. I'm in the Lord. I'm catching cruise now, right? It's so exciting to be here. But when Brenda sent me the message and said she wanted me to do this, I literally asked myself, what story do I want to tell about my relationship with Brenda? Do I want to say that I turned her down when I know she needs this? Because the first time I came into her session, it was beautiful, Brenda, with Bankole. I saw it. That was your first session, wasn't it? Was it the first or second? Second, right? This is fourth, right? The third. Ha, fantastic. Bankole is coming to the UK, by the way. I just signed up for his sessions in the UK. I hope he sends me an email to confirm. And I saw that and I was like, what would I tell Brenda? Would I say no? What story do I want to tell about my relationship with Brenda that I turned her down? And so she asked me about this like 2 months ago, and I just told her a 2 months date. I said, August, just make it August. She said, okay, I'll pick a date and I'll let you know. As you experience the beauty of your life and you go through its challenges, I want you to consistently ask yourself, once this is done, what is going to be my story? But even more, what will people say about me? What would be their story about Lamide Johnson? Any questions?
So first off, before any questions, this is a part where I just get to unmute and just go, whoop! Because this is exactly how I feel. My goodness. Woo. I mean, I knew I was in for something exciting. I knew that this was just going to be, I don't know. I knew it was going to be all of this, but I'm not sure I expected this, right? Thank you. Thank you so much, Lamide. These are things that people pay heavily for, to be very honest. Woo. I mean, okay, let me just let somebody else speak because I'm so excited I'm going to cry. So somebody else, please ask a question. Just engage Lamide. You can unmute if you want to speak. I don't know who's okay. Joy, I'm putting you. I don't know who wants to speak, but feel free to unmute yourself and just say something to Lamide. Judith, I see you in the comment section. I mean, Lamide, this is you, right? I know you can call on people to speak, so let me let you do that while I get myself together.
Brenda has always been the emotional one. So, Brenda, I'm sorry I had to do that to you today. I'm also emotional about this, and it's teaching today made me realize how much I've missed teaching people I don't know, because I've been teaching people I know for the past 2 years. It was hard doing this, really hard. I think my ear is here. Daniel, are you here? Because Daniel, are you here? Let me check the chat group. I can't find him. He's been on my case. He's asked me to do some newsletters, and he said, okay, you know what, you just write newsletters and just send them out. But I'm like, I can't even do it now. I don't even know if I want to do it. Like, I'm literally paying so much money for my newsletter, but I can't write to send out. I finally got around doing something. I think it's to go out tomorrow. So if you want to sign up for the newsletter, by the way, just go to my Instagram page. My Instagram page is blocked, literally blocked. I've not accepted. I have maybe more than 300 people who have asked to follow, and I've not accepted any because I'm not ready to. But if you're here and you want to, send me the friend request now. So I'm going to go in and see the recent ones, and I'm just going to accept all of them now. Yes, I will do that, Oluwakemi. Yes. Yes, I will do that. I will do that. Okay, I will. I promise. I just go there and just accept everything now, because maybe send the link. I don't know what link. Okay, for the newsletter. Okay, I don't know where it is. I'll check for it. We can do something. I hope that I do come out to teach again. So Brenda, I should be thanking you. This is actually very emotional. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to cry, because it's been a long time, and I'm really happy to do this. Ashrel, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Lamide.
Hey.
Ashrel here. Can you still remember me though? MBT.
Okay, yeah, it has. Okay, MBT. Okay.
Lambs, you should remember Ashrel. You should.
Don't worry. Sorry, I can't turn on my video now.
Why can't you turn on your video? Why?
Holding her.
Yeah.
Hey, you. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine. Long time.
I know, right? It's been a while.
Good to hear you, I'm sure.
Thank you. Thank you for the amazing session. It's been really wonderful. I know you were focused on those who had their videos turned on, and you forgot the rest of us, but we're listening, so it's fine.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. I understand. So seeing your audience helps you. I understand totally. Yeah, thank you for this last part. This last part was really it for me, like visualizing your future and with everything. It's very good, mostly when you have, like, when you talked about tough decisions at the beginning, right? I'm sorry, I'm going to try and be fast. Sometimes everybody's talking about quitting their jobs. I had to leave this for this, but sometimes one of the tough decisions is not even quitting at all. When you're at a point where you just need to drop it all and, like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to.
I've lost Ashrel. Is that just me?
No. And you don't do that. Sorry, can you hear me?
Okay, you're back, Ashrel. You're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're back. I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. So like I was saying, right? So it was really helpful for me, because right now, business and everything, I'm just at a point where a lot of tough decisions. Sometimes I'm a big risk taker, and it's not always easy when you know how to take risks. Yeah. So I just want to say thanks for the session. And this last part really helped, visualizing, like, okay, even though I'm here right now, I know that towards the end of the year is going to end great. So a lot of times you would have told yourself, oh yeah, I believe that this year is going to be better. But sometimes you just wake up and then it doesn't seem like it can be like that. But then the picture is very good. Seeing a picture of where you are. Sometimes you don't see the picture when you are in the midst of, like, challenges and all that. But seeing a picture really helps. So I just basically want to say thank you very much, Lamide.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
And it's really good to hear you. Really good to hear you.
Thank you.
Really good to hear you. I have someone in the chat, and Tommy, you said someone who just lost her job. Thank you, Lamide, for making me paint my future with words and believing that the end of the year will be amazing. That's so powerful. Tommy, sorry about your job. Everything that is a missed opportunity is a chance to reinvent yourself. And it's important what you do now towards getting your feet back up. For some people, they start taking lots of ice cream and watching Netflix all day. Some people would just drink. Some people would, wallow in pain and despair. The decisions you make now to come here, for instance, it means that you're making healthy decisions for yourself. By the way, the decisions you will make to go network more, the decisions you will make to connect with somebody in that job you lost. I don't know what kind of job, maybe it's a tech startup or whatever it is, and for whatever reason, but connecting with someone there depends on how much time you spent there again. If someone can still write your reference letter on whatever it is, and revamping your entire LinkedIn profile, or going to learn a skill, and that skill entirely all together. Those decisions are the decisions that will frame you, and those decisions will be the stories you will tell. So Tommy, I have a special assignment for you. I'd like you to write the story of finding a new job. And what I would like you to do is powerful. I'm having goosebumps just listening, just thinking about it. I want you to write everything you will do from the time you lost your job to the time you got a new job. And I want you to write every activities you did within that time frame. Everything you did within that time frame, I want you to write it down. That's so powerful. Friends, when I was leaving Nigeria and I was moving to the UK, I've heard so many things about people moving to the UK. I've heard so many things about the type of jobs people do, about the experiences. I've heard so many things, and I was telling my friends, that I'm not going to do any of those things. Like, it can't happen. I'm like, no, this place will humble you. You'll be humble. Don't worry, you will calm down. I've heard so many things. In fact, some of my friends thought my no-show on social media means I'm suffering. And it's just amazing, because I just like, God damn it, I'm having the time of my life. Like, literally, I'm having the time of my life. And but that's the space between my quitting my job with the UK government in Nigeria and moving to the UK. Everything I did and all the jobs I did were fantastic jobs during the time I was in school. In fact, I worked for the #1 university in the UK, Oxford. I'm even published with Oxford. That is huge. That's huge. The jobs I did were fantastic within that period. That's because of how I wrote the story that I wanted to tell. It doesn't mean that all those other jobs are bad. No. It doesn't mean that. It just meant that was not the story I was going to tell for myself at that point in time. So friends, Tommy, do this one activity. I think it would be a powerful activity for you to have. And if you want to share with me, please do share. I'm happy to take a look, but you have to share with me as a Google Doc so that I can dive in and put in some suggestions there. Judith, I thought you were going to say something today. Ruth, I hope you'll be fine. Thank you. You say you're almost tearing up. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Oluwadamilola, this just made my day and helped me give the remaining months some form of direction. That's powerful. Stories give you direction. Okay. Shiwayo, thank you so much, Lamide, for this amazing session. This is really impactful. Thank you, Brenda, for putting together. Thank you. Does anybody else want to say anything before I call it a day? Any questions? Any questions?
Not a question, but
ahead,
thank you very much, especially for that last part. Like, I can't wait for 31st of December. Although nothing there is actually unrealistic at all. Nothing I wrote is unrealistic. But then I can't wait for 31st December, or whenever I finally remember to go through my notepad and then I go back and I read that. I know I will feel some type of way, and I pray to be completely positive that everything I wrote there came through, or at least most of them came through, and I'm in exactly that same place I said I was going to be at the time.
Love it. Love it.
What I wrote in it and everything. So thank you
I love
very
it,
much.
Nora. I love it, Nora.
And thank
Nora,
you,
do this for me. What is okay? Nora, do this for me, right? I know you wrote it in your notepad, for instance, I'm a gadget freak. You have no idea. But sometimes, our gadgets get lost in, like, we just keep on piling up stuff on it. Could you write it on a sticky note, some of those main points,
I have those.
and
Yeah.
put it in your wardrobe or somewhere you can see them? Just put it in and just keep them there, right? Just paste it. It doesn't have to be neat and cute. Just paste them there, right? And put some of those stories in sticky notes. For instance, I'll buy an Apple Watch Ultra. Put it, just paste it there. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
Just paste it. That way, I'm not gonna forget. And though my wife is saying I don't need it, she'll see that as part of my vision stories. She might permit it small, especially if she wants to do this Paris trip, then she will allow me to buy my Ultra. Do you understand? Something gotta give, So put it there. It just keeps a reminder in your mind, and for whatever reason, you begin to attract those things around you, because that's what you begin to see. I didn't see Owen's face cap. I did not see his shirt. I did not see the earpiece he's using. The only thing I saw is the watch that was not always visible. It's because I've been thinking about it, and suddenly I said, damn it. Owen, I beg, send me that picture. What color is it? I like it. Just, and my mind just caught it. Why did I catch it? It's because I've been thinking about it. If I wasn't thinking about it, I wasn't gonna. It won't matter to me. Do you get what I mean? So do it. Brother Taciton.
Okay, sorry. I just to quickly point out, I think Lara is already here.
She's here. Fantastic.
So yes, so I just want you to, I think there are about 2 more questions in the chat box, so that you can quickly attend to them. And I would really love if you could stay for Lara's session as well. I mean, it would just be nice. Right.
Okay, I will. I'll hang around. So he said, like an example, the social life. I couldn't think of anything. I just wrote, I hope to smile. Is that a word thing? It's not word. It's fine. It's okay. Give yourself the ability to breathe. Let the pour. Breathe. Let yourself breathe. No pressures. No pressures at all. No pressures. I remember I didn't even think I was ever going to get married, because I had zero feelings for girls. Zero. Nobody understood it. Girls would be around. They liked me. I was just blank. Like blank, completely blank. And I just gave myself time. When I met my babe and I felt something for her, teeny tiny butterfly kind of feeling. That's it. That was the signal. Nothing else. And I still feel it till now. That's all. So nothing else. Because I thought I would never fall in love. Like, it's really hard for me to. This is why I wouldn't talk to Brenda for a year. But when we connect, we're happy. Yay, what's up? What's up? How you doing? It's just give yourself space. So it's fine if you wrote it simply. I think it's fine. Just let yourself be. It's fine. Olushola, is this you?
Yes, it's me, LJ.
Sister. Okay, so I'm going to.
What I was thinking of while looking at you?
What?
LJ, come back. And when I say come back, you know what I mean by come back.
I know.
Come back. We want to see you in this space. And when I say we, you know the we I'm talking about as well.
I know. Shola is like a sister.
But it's just nice to see you do your thing.
Thank you, darling. Thank you very much, Shola. Let me tell a story about Shola briefly. So Shola made a distinction in school, in Northampton. No, Northumbria. And she sent me her graduation and told me very specifically, Lamide, I'm making a distinction. But what she did not know was that distinction was not on my vision board. And I did not know how to communicate to her that I don't care about distinction. It doesn't matter to me. What I cared about is that fishes and wildlife is expunged from my profile. And international business was the one that was the main thing. But I did not know how to communicate it to her that, and see this distinction, be praying for it is fine. Me, I just want to enjoy this school life and just be happy and just enjoy it. I didn't know how to communicate it to her. And I'm saying this because sometimes you are under pressure to be able to do certain things in your life it's not bad, but you're under pressure to do some certain things because those around you are doing it. All right. It's fine not to put yourself under that kind of pressure. It's fine. So the fact that several people are leaving the country now doesn't mean you should be under pressure to leave the country, for instance. My dad was here for my graduation, and one of the things I told him was that, I was actually considering coming back to Nigeria. And the reason was, I gave him several reasons. And he says, Kai, but Nigeria is tough now. I'm like, no, it can't be tough for me. Like, it has never been tough for me. Like, it can't be. Like, it doesn't matter how much the cost of fuel is, I would be able to afford it. And he looked at me like, what sort of confidence do you have? I'm like, yeah, that's the story I write. That's the story I tell. I tell myself every day that I'm going to flourish in wherever I am, I'm going to flourish. So the moment, I want you to have it so engraved in your heart, in your mind, that the story that's in front of you, the stories that are around you, it becomes what leads you day after day. Thank you so much, everyone, for making it today. I'm so excited. I have been so excited to speak with you today. Thank you for listening to me. Special thanks to Owen and Nora for being my fantastic friends through this session and listening to me speak. You don't know that the sessions I had with both of you were my icebreakers. So thank you so much for allowing me to ease into teaching quite easily. Brenda, thank you so much for listening to your heart and inviting me for this session. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.
Woo! Thank you, lambs. Oh my goodness. Please, can we just put some fire emojis in the chat box? Just drop fire. I just need to see fire. I need a lot of fire, because I mean, Lamide has just I've always known that Lamide is amazing. I've always known that he's a great teacher. I knew he was going to show off today, right? But I'm not so sure that I expected so much from him, and it's been incredible. Even for me, it's just been incredible. He has said so much, but I don't want to dwell so much on it just yet, because I gave Lara 8 p.m. as her time. And if you know Lara, you know that you don't keep Lara waiting for so long. So I'm going to, at the end of Lara's session, I hope that we'll have enough time to just talk about both sessions, and then we can call it an evening. But in case you have never encountered this lady, and if you think that, oh, I've heard Lamide, so I mean, I'm good, it's good, right? You'll be doing yourself a disservice. Lara is about to shake tables, chairs, houses, everything is about to shake this evening, because Lara is here to talk to us about how to deal with our traumas, right? I'm not even going to try to do an introduction, because I will probably not be doing justice to it. But I will just quickly read Lara's profile. I'm trying to spotlight you. Okay. You look so pretty. Oh my God. Okay. Lara, I didn't know we were looking fine like this evening. No, I didn't get the memo. Okay, Lamide is already dragging you. Oh, are you muted? No, you're not muted, so you can speak, Lara. So yes, we have history, right? All three of us, we have been under the same coach. And like I always say, I mean, Steve Harris was like just the center points of so many of us, right? And we made really great friendships just in that community. And the offshoot of that is what we're enjoying today. So Lara Kudayisi, popularly known as Coach Lara, is a cognitive behavioral therapist and family life coach that specializes in healing, recovering, and helping people live happily ever after. Her life story went viral because she healed from having a child at 19, underwent 14 heartbreaks, and experienced 15 abortions and a divorce. Lara is a practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming, an Ericksonian hypnosis expert, a neurological repatterning coach, performance consultant, family life coach, emotional intelligence coach, anger management advisor, fear mastery coach, and a cognitive behavioral therapist. Lara helps people heal from childhood dysfunctions and emotional traumas through her program, The Healing School. and her private therapy sessions. Lara is the Chief Executive Officer of Lara Kudayisi International, an organization that specializes in therapy, coaching, couples therapy, and life after divorce. She's the author of 3 books, namely Dear Lara, What Do I Do? What is Wrong with My Taste in Men, which is for single ladies, and her most recent work, How the Matchmaker's Marriage Failed, a memoir and a proper documentation of her life story of childhood dysfunction, call to purpose, marriage, and divorce. Lara currently owns and presents her own show, How They Healed an African Magic Family, which features the healing journey of numerous celebrities from their trauma and emotional pain. She also produced a TV series called Dear Coach Lara that can be watched on her YouTube channel. Her story has been featured in so many media outlets like the Nation newspaper, This Day, The Guardian, BBC, TVC, Wazobia TV, Channels TV, Pop Central, Ebony Life TV, Arrow 2 TV, Spice TV, Nigeria Info, City FM, and so on and so forth. Lara is active online at Dear Coach Lara on Instagram. You can check her out now at Dear Coach Lara, and YouTube at Lara Kudayisi on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Lara Kudayisi page on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, with such an impressive and almost, what's the word now, intimidating profile, please let us make welcome the one and only Lara Kudayisi John-Momoh. Woo! Hi, Lara.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brenda.
Hi.
Thank you, Lamide. Lamide, Lamide drops it like it's hot. Everyone will be shaking. Brenda, that Lamide now. What will somebody say again? And Ashrel, my party of life. How are you, darling? Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you. I'm seeing your fire. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And then Brenda, now, like we're saying, like me and Lamide were chatting now, we all have, history. We all have, and I'm sure I've told you like 1 zillion times. I am so proud of you. I am so excited for your journey, and this is such a beautiful thing. So everybody, thank you. I would not spend too much time because time has already gone. Me, it's just small, I would say, because Lamide has scattered everywhere, which is good. So let's talk about dealing with trauma. Brenda, as the professional MC that she has become, she read the bio and look at me. I was doing like she's not able to say it's okay. Like, I'll share. I always share my stories in my teaching. So today we just want to have a conversation. We've been having Lamide has started. Oh, my volume is low. Are you serious? Is it better now? Okay. Okay, so great. So I was saying that we just want to have a conversation, like just like a follow-up of what Lamide has been talking about. It's a very, very good conversation. Firstly, I need to thank everybody that came here today. I think our generation is waking up now, to learn, to change their stories, to change their lives, to change the status quo. Because the status quo out there is that Nigeria is tough. Being a human being is difficult. Marriage is crazy. Everything, like there's no positivity or out there that is pretty encouraged. Which is why I'm so glad that something like this is happening. So like Brenda has shared, my story in a nutshell is that I healed from having a child at 19, 14 heartbreaks, 15 abortions, and a divorce, And now I'm remarried, I have 2 kids, and I help people heal from trauma, childhood dysfunction, emotional pain, for a happily ever after. And 3 things I'm just going to talk to you about. If you want, firstly, trauma is an incident that you have gone through that has altered your life. So people, when you say trauma, people think, oh, maybe it's only people that have been raped, maybe it's just rape, because some people tell me, like, Lara, I think I'm fine. Or I have a program called Finding Love After Trauma. So somebody, I would have joined, though, but because after trauma, and then me, I'm looking like, which trauma did I face? Nobody raped me, or they did not kidnap me. So, and I was just laughing because trauma costs to all of more than that. Trauma is a lot more than that. So if, for instance, you were raised by parents that were there but not there, they neglected you emotionally, or you grew up in a violent home, or your parents' marriage is unhappy, or like my own case, had a child at 19, you understand, and so many other numerous incidences that has altered your life, an emotional experience that happened to you that altered your life. It changed the way you see life. It changed the way, maybe because of that, you started having trust issues. Maybe because of that, you became this hard, aggressive person. Maybe because of something that happened, you became this needy person. Maybe because something happened, you just don't trust men. You don't trust women. You have trust issues. A lot of things happen. Your life is not just normal, or your relationships keep breaking, or you keep choosing the wrong set of people, or the people that come to you, they are not the type of people that you want. So all of this and much more, can classify on that trauma.
Hey,
Lara, sorry, just give me a second. I'm going to mute everyone. And then give you, yeah. Lara, sorry, I had to mute you for a minute. Can you unmute yourself now? Yes, sorry, thank you.
Okay, so don't think that it's only people that have been through obvious issues. Obvious, you understand? There are some obvious traumas like rape. You get that's a very obvious trauma that will distort your life forever. But there are some oblivious trauma that you have been through that you don't know they are trauma, because you are living your life normally. You think everything is normal, but your life experiences are not normal. Your realities are not normal. You get okay. So, for instance, my healing boot camp or healing school, which is the online version, the boot camp is the offline version in the office. And then a lady came one year and said, I thought she was crying a lot. Why? It was just the questioning stage. What's your name? Why are you here? Why have you decided to be here? All of those things. And she was just crying. She couldn't speak for a very long time. Eventually, when she found her voice, she said she grew up in a home where her dad had a son, 7 girls. The son was the first one, and the dad would beat the mom a lot, and then after a while, the son joined the beating of the mom and the sisters. It was crazy. So naturally, she just hated men. She just felt that men are this, men are that, So, but she didn't know that subconsciously, because that is what you grew up in. That is what you know, even though you hate it. Even though you hate it, and you have said that, God forbid, I will never marry a man like my father. But unfortunately, the people that will come, the people that you like, the people that you choose, the people that you attract are like your trauma, unfortunately. So she said she kept choosing men that, they are very aggressive, they're always fighting, tearing each other's clothes. Or when she picks the one that is very passive, like her mom, she will now turn to be the aggressor. She'll be the one, beating and doing all sorts. You get. She even told me, this was his first time which was, I think that was 2018 or 19 January. This was the first time somebody would admit to me. She said, I got tired of dating men and started dating women, and that it was the same. She even said that she had she had a Facebook page called, at the time, Men Has Come, or something of that sort. I don't know if I told you exactly. And she had over 10,000 followers. So it was at that boot camp that she was just like, didn't know that this was the reason why my life was like this. I didn't know that this is the reason why I keep choosing the wrong men. I didn't know that this was. She said, how do I go back to go and tell those women that it's not actually the men? Of course, there are bad men, but we too, we need to heal from our trauma so that we stop choosing the wrong set of men. Which is why I always tell people, when you see people with a lot of causes, you understand, on Twitter, on Instagram, women are this one, Kinikon are that one. A lot of times these people have been through trauma that they have not healed from. And so because as a result of that, they are creating causes out of that and leading people into that. You know, and you don't know, you just feel, because you too, you have been hurt by some certain set of people. So you're like, yes, it's true. We should fight for it. We should fight for our rights. It's wrong. You don't know that somebody is projecting their own pain onto you. Long story short, this was what happened to the lady, and of course, you know, she went through her healing and she's happily married today. So, but what I want you guys to know today is that the subconscious is much more powerful than you can imagine. Just like a lot of things that Lamide has shared. The subconscious, the family you were born to, is very key. If you like, say, God forbid, I will never do this one, it's not about that. And it's not about determination. It's about you going for help. And when I say help, it's therapy. And unlearning all these things that have been conditioned to you subconsciously. In fact, there is a saying that said, a lot of us will repeat our parents' marriage, except there is an intervention. It is not a curse. And do you know why? Because that's what we knew. That's what they gave birth to us inside in. So if, for instance, your dad is an aggressor, or your family, and every family has a culture, whether spoken or unspoken, whether written or unwritten. In some people's families, they are very passive. They hate confrontation. They sweep things under the carpet. You know, that's who you become naturally. You will not even know. You just realize that no, you won't even know. You just say no, I don't like confrontation. I don't like. So, and because of this, you even start choosing abusers subconsciously, as friends, as partners, as employers, as employees. So the subconscious controls 95% of our behaviors and our reality. So you may be wondering, I'm doing everything right. I have a lot of women who come to me. In fact, 90% of my clients are women. And they'll tell me, Lara, I'm doing everything in my work is perfect. I have money, I have a good control of this. But the only problem I have in my life is just relationship and marriage. I have people that have been married 2 times, 3 times that, you know, come to me for therapy, or people that have not been married at all. You know, so I need you to ask yourself the question today. And I'm not only talking about marriage. Number one, or what do you call it now? It's not assignment. Number one, classwork that we're doing today. What is it that I am experiencing in my life that my parents do, that I can see that is a pattern in my family? This one is not the spiritual modules that we do in churches. You know, all the courses in the father's family, all the courses in the mother's family. No, this one we're doing subconscious work today. I want you to sit down and think about your life and think about your parents. What is it that your mom has that you have inherited and you don't know? Maybe it's her stubbornness. Maybe it's the way she just scatters everywhere. Maybe it's her passiveness. Maybe it's her, you know, some people is debt. This used to be me, like I was owing everybody, you know, until I was able to trace it back to home. So sometimes you think I'm not courageous enough to do something. I'm not big. So people have been at a job for 10 years, 8 years. They have not been promoted. They are not making more money. They cannot leave. You can trace it back to where you come from. Everything you are today You know, a lot of them can be traced back to your home, your family. So the people you like today can be traced back to where you come from. You think, no, I don't like men. I don't like men that, you know, they don't like trouble, they have swag, you know, they have small attitude. It's because your dad has attitude at home. Your dad, like this, if he shouts, if he gives attitude, everywhere he begins to shake. You don't know it. You just think, oh no, this is the type of girls I like. You know, they just need to be, you know, a little bit sassy. I like stubborn girls. That's how you were raised. Most likely. You know, some people in their families, they struggle with entrepreneurship. I know somebody that told me this, that they cannot, that, you know, somebody did it and failed, another person did it and failed, another person. So it's like an unwritten code in their family that entrepreneurship is, you understand, it's a no-no. Just make sure you get a good government job, a good job that pays you, and then keep rising through the ranks. So, but you want to change, but you see that it's a big deal, it's frustrating. It is not village people, though. Because that's, you know, as Nigerians, that's the thing. If we see that this thing is not going as we plan, anything we cannot explain, we just accrue it to village people. It's demonic, it's this one, and then we start praying. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, if we pray from today till 21 days and fast, if you don't get this principle or truth in place, it's not going to change anything. The only thing, the highest thing that would happen is that God will probably show you where your problem is or refer you to somebody. Maybe, you know, you will just shift you to Instagram to see somebody, a coach's video. You understand? Or a text that would be like, oh, okay, let me sign up. That's the answer to your prayer, but you don't know. You are looking for obvious answers. You know, you are looking for breakthrough. You don't know that your breakthrough is that, you know, he takes you to see a page on Instagram. He takes you to see a course. Go take these things so that your life will be better. You know, so that is it. I want you, if you can do it now, if you cannot, when you get home, think about it. What is it that we have as a family that I'm experiencing? If you're from a broken home, it's going to affect you. If you're raised by a single dad, it's going to affect you because it's not balanced. If you're raised by a single mom, there's going to be some, you know, form of dysfunctionality. You get, you know. So this, I'm just trying to mention some of these things that people don't know, they're not aware of. Some of the traumas that is causing your life to be where you are. So most of the time, it's not Nigerian, it's not the fuel that's now 600 and something. It's not this person. It's the fact that the mindset that you inherited from your home. Some of you came from a place of negativity. In your family like this, everybody, you cannot, if you say, let's do, well, you know, do waiting. It's difficult to, if you tell them at home, maybe your siblings, maybe your dad, maybe your mom, I think I want to go and do this catering thing. I think, who will be your client? Who will? You don't know that this is what you have listened to for so long. And it affects how you think. It affects why you don't take decisions. Why you are always afraid to take decisions, to leave your job, to go into another job, to ask for a raise, you know, to expand your career and your business. Some of you learn fear from home. You don't know. You think, no, it's just normal, it's normal, you know. If you did Nigeria, if you don't fear safe, you will ritually, you know, all these things that we tell each other, that we just say so that we can sleep well at night. You know, if you don't fear, you will ritually. If you don't do this one, you be that one. A lot of these things are learned from home. So which one did you learn from your home? Because you know what? If you don't trace the root of your problems, you'll be dealing with the symptoms. You will be focusing on the symptoms everywhere. Only the symptoms everywhere. You will not really focus on the real issues. So where did your real issues come from? I know a guy, he couldn't hold a job. You know, it's either they are sacking him, or by the time he gets there, he doesn't like it, he will resign. Subsequently, like that, he kept, you know, it's either they sack him or he will resign. He's not comfortable, the working conditions, the salary. He always has excuses. Until, you know, he came to therapy and we were able to unravel that, you know, there was something that his dad did to him when he was younger, when he was just about 9, 10 years old. I've forgotten exactly what now. But he didn't like him. Because of that, he resented his dad. And so he knew that, he didn't even know this was not a decision that he made consciously. But anytime he passed his jam, his dad will be happy. So he's going to fail the next exam. Anytime he got a job, his dad is going to be excited. So automatically, that job is going to lose it, because whenever, you know, it's subconscious. Even him, by the time we were unraveling it, he was in shock, but he was going, what's happening? You know, a lot of people are like that. And then a lot of illnesses that you are dealing with today, chronic diseases that you're dealing with, that you're struggling with, my headache, my stomach pain, it comes every, once in a quarter, around July, that's where it comes. My backache, my bum, this one that's always paining me. Some of them will be traced to the emotional pain that you're dealing with. The ulcer that you have been struggling to heal for so many years could be traced to some of the emotional pain and traumas that you're dealing with, because our bodies store trauma. Brenda, I remember back then, I don't know if I told you when I was in Abuja there, when I was going through my turbulence, you know now. You know, and then one morning I woke up, like, let me get up. I could not get up. I couldn't, you know, and I was taken to the hospital. I just had this strong backache that wasn't there before, the day before, you know, and they gave me steroids. I was okay for a while. Before you know it, next week it will come. I was doing x-rays. I couldn't believe it. It was when me, myself, the therapist, went to therapy. That's when my back was left. I didn't have to use a drug. I also remember when I was in Abuja, so there was a woman who came for therapy then. She said she had Googled therapists in Abuja. And she said she went to the US, the UK hospital, she had ulcers, she had blood pressure, and she was on she was on that medication. And she said, I think it was the third country when she had seen a doctor. She was about 39 at the time. And that the doctor told her that, Madam, you're too young to be on a drug forever. Go back to your country and look for a therapist. So it was when she came that she said she just Googled therapist in Abuja, and my name appeared at the time. And that she was just, as she said, I didn't know, doctor said I should come to therapist. I don't know what is happening. You know, I feel I'm okay emotionally. I don't have anything. And by the time we started asking questions, I started tracing, I discovered, or we both discovered that her issues started when her husband cheated on her 11 years prior to that. And the man had begged her, they had moved on from it. You know, he had changed, she was happy, he had changed everybody, they had called the whole family. She didn't know, she thought she was okay. It was when we got into that thing, she just, in fact, broke down, like, you know, and that's one of the testimonials that I'm so grateful. In 7 weeks, she was off a medication that she was on for more than 3, 4, 5 years. That's how powerful trauma is. A lot of people are not aware. You just think, it's relationship people. I don't even sign out. As I say like this, this heart is not for love. It's just to pump blood. Because they have showed me Pepe. And then, finally, a lot of people here could, or most times, are living to prove other people wrong. That's my own story. When I was, my dad had told me after I had a child at 19, and then my dad had told me that nobody would marry you. Yeah, and after one, yada, 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 your life is this, your life is that. You get, just talk down on me and me now. I told myself that, this man is going to eat his words. I will make sure he swallows his words. I'll make sure I marry and make sure I become somebody so that he will swallow his words. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know that I had debated Operation Get Married to Prove That Young, which is what a lot of people are doing. So my marriage was dead on arrival. Why? Because 14 heartbreaks, 15 abortions later, I was still proving that a lot of people are here. Because somebody has said that you will not make it. That UK, I will see you. And so because of that, people, no, you are doing 15 jobs. You are doing jigger. Or that marriage, that marriage, that guy don't love you, but the guy is treating you like this, but you can't leave. Because you are trying to prove people wrong. That's a terrible, terrible way to do. In NLP, we call it away from motivation. It's a motivation, but a wrong motivation. It's away from, it's not to. Because that was what made me have 14 heartbreaks, 15 abortions, and a divorce. All because I told myself, this man will swallow his words. And he did swallow his words. On the night of, my wedding, my dad told me and my mom, I forgive you today, I forgive you guys today, I forgive you, both of you. And we're like, why? Because you got pregnant and had a child. Okay. So, I was excited, I was happy because my reason had been validated. But I didn't know that was the greatest mistake. Where is the marriage today? So, a lot of you need to let go of those things that people have told you. A lot of those words, the stories, like Lamide was saying, that you're telling yourself. What somebody had said. Brenda, by the way, you don't do a good job. Once somebody's chatting to everybody, because you're always smiling and distracted. So I know. I like to brag.
I'm about to stop my video.
I must call your name. You get, so a lot of you have to ask yourself, the life that you are living, who are you living it for? Is it your decision or somebody else's decision? Is it your stepmother that said that I will see how you will make it? Or is it your ex that said you will never find anybody that will love me like you? So because of that, you have gone on a love hunt. You are going from one relationship to another, and they are doing you bad both. Because you are not living. That ex is still the one controlling you. All those decisions that you have made back then, they are still the ones controlling you today. Because you're not living your own life. I had to deal with that thing of daddy, my daddy said, I want to prove my dad wrong. Even me, the therapist, I had to go through therapy myself again. Because my life was just, and another thing that a lot of people need to do or get to is acceptance. A lot of us live in denial. A lot of people are living in denial, utmost denial. Oh no, my life is like this because Abuja boys, they are terrible. Oh, that's why I'm single. God knows, if I was living in Port Harcourt or maybe Akure, by now I would have had 4 children. It's in life, try it and do it. It's not Abuja boys, it's you. Something is wrong that is making you choose those tiny or slim, fit-legged Abuja boys. So a lot of people are living in denial today. You are living in denial about the reality of your life. The reason why I'm broke is the country. That's not true. Because some people are still in this country, as hard as it is, or seemingly hard as it is, some people are still doing well. The reason why my business is not doing well is because GDP. It's not true. The reason why, I'm not getting engaged is because to find a good woman in this country, is like thread that something is like whatever, camel that wants to go through the needle eye. It's not true. But some people are getting it. Where are they getting it? So what lie are you living in? What denial are you living in today? That's another thing. I want you to write this down so that you can go and ask yourself, what denial are you living in today in your life? What is that thing? That's your reality that you are denying. This is the thing that is happening to you, but you are living in denial so that you can sleep well at night and move on with your life. If you don't get into a place of acceptance, you are going to keep going on. You're going to continue to live miserable for a very long time to come. My life is like this because my marriage is like this. Not so marriage we easy for us. For this country, marriage, if you they hustle where you get what I mean? No, something is wrong. So I don't want to keep people too much because like people are tired. Lamide have started everything. So I just want to be fast and get out of here. Finally, lastly, you have to forgive yourself and forgive the people that have hurt you in the past. That's how you can actually feel back. And this includes people that have spoken to you back then and said you will not make it, or this one, or people that have hurt you so bad. Some of you, the reason why you're not in good relationships is because you're still holding on to what somebody else did. The reason why you're not happy in life, somebody shared a story with us last week. She said her dad walked away when they were younger. I think you were in the same class, Brenda. Or was it the day that you did not come? She said her dad, she grew up without her dad, and because of this, she was angry. She didn't even know. It was during the healing school that she found out that, oh, my goodness, this is why I'm doing like this. That she just felt like, how can a man, he's not dead. How does a man leave 4 children and walk away and never look back? And so she said she had been grinding, she wants to make sure she walks because she doesn't want him to come back and meet her like on the floor or something and say, oh, you guys cannot do anything because of me. She didn't know that she said she didn't know that she was crying when she was saying. She said, I didn't know that I was robbing myself of joy because I have held on to him for so long that he must suffer for the mistake. He must suffer for what he did. So as a result of that, I must turn out better. I must show him. And because of this, this young girl, her life is hard. She's feisty. You don't even know. That's why you are always angry. She's feisty. She's a ticking time bomb. Any small thing, she's blowing up. She said that a lot of relationships could have worked in the past. She's just realizing them now, or realizing it now. That some of our relationships in the past could have worked. But the reason why they didn't work is because she was just, how do you call it now? Intolerant. She was irritated. Like people irritate her like this. And you come and say, because I'm a Kudayisi. It's because I'm in melancholy. It's because I don't have time for bullshit. My zero, those quotes, those funny quotes that we see on Instagram that we'll be putting on our WhatsApp that we TV each other with. Somebody said, I don't care if they type the quote that you post. Sometimes it's possible that the person, you and the person that posts the post, both of you, your heads are not correct. It's very possible. You get what I mean? So she was saying that she said, I didn't know that I have robbed myself of joy for so long. And this man has gone. He's probably eating them wherever he is or whatever he's going through. He's probably, living his life. But you are here in a cage for 20-something years. Because my daddy left, so I must show that, I must show. You cannot have joy, you cannot have peace, you cannot even rest. You don't know that some people cannot rest. So you don't know. If you find yourself like this, it's a problem. You must always be working. In fact, somebody told me that our own trauma is that she grew up with her aunt and she was used as a slave, for her aunt's children. She's always cleaning, she's always washing, she's always pouring. She said, Coach Lara, I am in the Netherlands now. I am married to the man who lives well. I am doing well. She said, but I cannot stop cleaning. Do you know how hurtful for her to be able to? She said, I can't stop cleaning. She said, I cannot, if I just see that I'm okay like this, it's like problem. I can fall ill. That's trauma. So a lot of people have been through life that they are hardened, they are fighting. And then some people could be the other extreme. They are very needy. You cry easily. You are so emotional. It's not like Brenda. Because Brenda like this, if she's happy like this, she's crying. If she do anything, she's a very emotional somebody. But you're very emotional. Lamide, you're very emotional. You're needy. Any little thing you cannot be by yourself. You need support. You know that you're emotionally vulnerable all the time. It's coming from somewhere. Trace it. Where is it coming from? What has happened to me? So this is my story that I have shared with you. You know that it shows to you that it's telling you that as in somebody that has had a child at 19, 14 heartbreaks, 15 abortions, divorce. You know that I am not normal. In fact, my first marriage, I always say, I was crazy because I had not healed, from all the 14 heartbreaks, which is what a lot of people are going through. I had not healed. So by then, when my ex-husband maybe we were just having misunderstanding, and then he's in, and I'll be the way I will be like, oh, you think I can't divorce you because I'm a relationship coach? You think I can't do this one? I was fighting. Somebody say it is clearer now. What's clearer? What's going on? Maybe it's a conversation between two. I don't know. Please let me know. I want to be in on the conversation. I was feisty. I was any little thing, I am blowing up. I remember when I was pregnant with my son then, my mom came to our house and was begging my ex-husband that, hey, I don't know what to say. No, she shall not vex. Maybe this belly, by the time she born, maybe all the bad blood inside her will come out. Because I was so, aggressive. And I didn't know that pressure, pressure comes in marriage. A lot of things can create pressure in marriage. That's when the things that are inside of you that you have not dealt with, that is when they will come out. That is why some pastors will say it is when you marry that you really know who you are. Some of the things that you have not dealt with as a child, as an adult, as a teen, as a whatever, it is when the pressure comes in marriage, and different thing causes pressure in marriage. That is when you will realize that, oh my goodness, who I really am. So I want to preach to you acceptance today. And I'm talking forgiveness. Accept that what am I going through now that is probably a self-inflicted issue. A lot of people are self-sabotaging. You are the problem. You are your own problem. You think it's people. No. Especially because I deal with a lot of relationships. I talk about relationships. Like somebody will tell me, I want to marry. Lara, I am ready now. I am ready. But men will come or women will come. Keep finding excuses. No, this one is not so. This one is not so. This one. You keep looking for how to give all of them. Meanwhile, it's where you are coming from. Sometimes even because of fear of commitment, fear of heartbreak. So you quickly break up before they break up with you. Self-sabotage. But you are disturbing God. You are praying to him every day. What God cannot do, God does not exist. NFPPT every morning. NLP every morning. God, this is my offering of sacrifice. This is the date. And God is showing you people, bringing people to you, but you are chasing them away. Why? Because what you expect or what you want physically or, I don't know, in your mind is not what you are saying. So, guys, how can you free yourself from all of these things? Healing. This is my own number one message that I preach everywhere. Healing. If you don't heal, you're going to keep going in life, keep packing trauma over trauma, trauma over trauma, pain over pain, the ones that your parents gave to you, which was not your fault. You will also give them to you without you knowing. You pass it down. It becomes a generational pattern, generational trauma, which is why you need to heal. Number one. Number two is identity. A lot of people have identity crisis, identity distortion. That used to be me. When I got married again recently, and the internet, at least my own internet, and everybody, oh my goodness, Lara, my DMs everywhere, and people are calling me and crying and all of that. Lara, God loves you. You're on God's love list. You're on God's lovers list. You are favored. God, you are just God's anointed. You are, oh my goodness. And people tell me this. They are not lying. God loves me. But God loves all of us. The difference between some of us is identity. I never saw myself the other person. Like, I had one person that had 14 heartbreaks, 15 abortion, and sharing everywhere. I never saw myself. Why? Identity. Identity is something that if you don't possess, if you don't have, you will absorb other people's identities. That's why you can be this way today, especially people that have coaches and mentors. Plenty. That used to be me. Now, I don't even think I have anyone. I had about 11 mentors. Why? Because I realized that I had identity crisis. So I didn't trust myself to make decisions for myself. So I had to always seek approval. I had what I call the approval syndrome. I had to always seek approval from these people so that they would tell me what to do. It was as bad as I want to create a course for my work. I want to do a broadcast. I would ask them. And the problem of that this can give to you. By the time you are creating something is fresh from the idea room. You ask one person, you ask two persons, you ask the third person, you ask the first, you ask the fifth. Everybody will have different opinions. And most of the time they will finish it for you, like they'll kill it. Do you know why? Because you see, they were in the same. They say, I've not been coached in 2 years. Don't for now. Self-taught is the way for. I'm telling you, it's identity crisis. The reason is because the idea is coming. God that is giving you the idea is for you. A lot of them, even though they are you.
Is it just me or Lara is frozen? Lambs, can you hear Lara?
And the reason is because my own uniqueness. You see, Lamide has talked, he's done his own, fantastic, unique in his way. You see Brenda, her vivaciousness is unique. You know, but you see me, crazy, different, with bad stories everywhere. That's me. Everybody is different. You know, so it was when I was able to deal with that identity crisis. That was when I found freedom. I stopped asking anybody for approval. I stopped asking anybody, oh, this is what I want to do now. I do. And just like Lamide has said, in the last, maybe my own is, since I left Abuja, which was 2019, the past 4 years have been the best years of my life. So, because I'm no longer under any bond, I don't have to, And the reason why people fear, people have identity distortion again, is that they have trauma response. Because somebody has woken up with you, because you have done a business and failed, because your father has said this, because you have done something in the past and it did not turn out well. So naturally, you activate that fear voice, that voice in your head, and that is your trauma response. So whenever you want to do anything, whenever somebody offers you that something again, you are on guard. Say, remember, I don't think this thing will end well. I don't think this thing will end well. Or maybe you now use style and tell Brenda. Brenda said, this thing that I'm saying, you're like, oh, I said it. Why? Because your inner voice is not working. You need to activate your inner voice. It is your best friend. And for Christians, you can call it the Holy Spirit. But whether you're a Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist, everybody has it. It's your inner voice, your intuition. If you can be still and listen to it, you will make less mistakes in life. You will know when to leave a job. You will know when to leave a house. You will know when to leave a relationship. You will hear it. You will know when to create the next. You will know when to, create your next product. But your trauma response is what is, disturbing or distorting your inner voice. So your trauma response is high. The voice of your trauma response is high, but your inner voice is low. So you don't know, you're always confused. You're always seeking people's opinion. You're always saying, you will not be telling yourself. The Bible says, in multitude of counsel, there is safety. You're not seeking some counsel, you're seeking approval. And a lot of this approval will stop you from being you, will stop you from being you. So, what is the way forward? I said one, heal through them. When you heal from your trauma response will die. And then the voice of your inner voice will go higher. Your inner voice, you can also call it your soul. I remember one time, Brenda, when we went to Spirituality, Creativity, and Clarity with Femi Jacobs, there was one thing he told me about one of 2018 December. And, we were discussing, he was like, see, Lara, if you are confused about something, you want to hear something fresh, or you don't need to pray. Just zone out. Your phones, your gadgets. Your soul wants to talk to you. Your soul knows the answer. You don't need those kabash. I did this thing 2 hours every day for 3 weeks. The things I got, I downloaded. I'm still using them too. All these other. So, what do you need a coach for? What do you need a therapist for? So, first of all, heal all those your trauma, those things that is causing you to have negative thoughts, those things that is causing you to have fears, those things that are causing you to, not be able to take courage to do stuff, those things that are altering your relationships. That's why you need coaches and therapists. You can dedicate a year and say, this year, what are we now in August? Between now, August 2023 and August 2024, I want to work on myself. I'll go to therapy, I'll get life coaching, you understand, do all the inner work I should do. Give yourself problems. And when you are done, be done. and watch your life change for good. You will not need anybody to be telling you, oh yeah, do this now, oh yeah, stand up now, oh yeah, go now. No, you won't need it. You will be a god in your field, in your industry, an authority. You will shake less, which is what has happened to me. Before, like this, I'm always, oh, what are they doing next? I'm going. Now, I don't even know. I don't care. I'm just in my space, going in my cocoon, in my own space, doing my thing, flourishing, and soaring like an eagle, which is what everybody here needs to be. And also, I know I've said finally like 1,000 times, but I'll just say it again. There are so many factors in this country or in this world that is warring against your peace, against your glory. I don't sound too spiritual. Against your kingdom and your reign. So you have to beat the matrix. You know that structure that they tell you it's 1% that rules the world, 5% does this thing, 90% does da. If you want to get out of that majority, you have to find a way to beat the matrix. You have to find a way to find yourself. Where is my best self? Where is it going to reign? Find it. Build a castle on it. You will see how your life begins to soar. You will not have the problems that everybody else has. You will be in the same country, the same environment where there's famine, but you will have surplus. And not just in money, in peace and joy. So if you are seeking anything, that is what you should seek. How do I become part of the 1%? And it's not becoming, because I want to earn money. Money is good, but money is a byproduct of a wealthy life. So how do I stop, all of this? And how you stop it is by working on your mind. I can't even go into that now. I think that's what Lamide already. Your mind. That's your subconscious mind. That is where you create from. I tell Brenda, and everybody else that has been through my courses, I literally created the life I'm living. This is my second husband, I'm created through God. I visualized it till it happened. My house, my business now, my staff, my office, everything I own now, I visualize them till it happens. So I cannot. So if you are visualizing, if you are telling yourself, the stories that you want to happen, you are visioning it. You cannot go on Insta blog and be saying, men will stay in your wife. You can't, because it is fighting against what you're doing. You cannot be reading Gist Lover and say, I swear, this is why I said I cannot do this or I cannot do that. You are taking yourself back to the 90%. You have to sit above, far above strongholds and imagination. You have to be high above. Which is why people will be looking at you and will be marveling. Why is he enjoying all of this? It is because you have been able to practice. I told somebody, I said, the day I found the Gosha, my life changed. When they say something is Gosha, joy, peace, happiness, money, it gushes for you. But if you keep running after everybody, this is what they are doing now, you won't get it. So I think I should stop here because I don't say everybody's moving. I don't want to get into it. Like,
Lara, we're not living, we're really not living, but I know that, but I also know that you're quite busy. And see now, Lamide is still here, You know, if it's just the three of us, we can do this for the next 5 hours and we'll be good.
Which is true. We used to do.
Very
true. Goat meat joint that year. Oh, mama. What do you call it now? Online reunion. Very, very soon.
Wow.
So, but which is so excited, actually. You know, what Lamide is saying for where Brenda is. It looks like back then, all of us, we were struggling, following everywhere, looking for which one should I do? What should I do? But now, because why? Identity, healing. If you don't heal from the trauma, you can't build on it. Whatever you are building will crash. That's why you have to build. That's why you have to heal, rather. You have to heal the one that has been built. You have to destroy it first. It will crash. I tell people, I say that some people, when they come to me for marriage therapy, you know, I tell them that this is your marriage. You have to scatter it. And you now start afresh. You are not leaving each other, but you have to scatter it because what you have built is terrible. It's not working. That's your relationship. You have to scatter it. Both of you are not breaking up, but then you now start building afresh. So that's why healing is important. You have to build, you have to scatter it, you know. And I don't know, I'm sure Lamide too is aware, and Brenda too. For me, how to build again or rebuild was by living Abuja at the time. So meaning that some of you have to live where you are, which is a very tough decision for a lot of people. You know, you have been in that place, you have been building rock, you have even built skyscraper. You know that, you know, yes, of course, we are influenced by our environment. You know that it's shaking, but you are patching it. You are calling, what do they call now? All this wole there, you know, begin to patch it, you know. But it's going to break. It's better. Exactly. Although I can say when you heal, you find you then begin a journey of discovery and understanding. And they say, yeah, it's comfort, even if it's toxic. Exactly. This is what I'm used to. Where do I start now? I told somebody last week, been in this relationship, they have been breaking. I said, see, madam, do you want my own help? I said, yes. Me and you, we're going to go on a journey for the next 1 year. No relationship. How will I be having sex? Jesus will be your sex. I don't know what to tell you. Because your identity is messed up. So the kind of men you are going to be picking, you are picking it from low self-esteem, from a distorted identity. So you have to be away from a relationship. And it's like a lot of people have relationship addiction, success addiction. And how do you cure addiction? You starve it first. You take it away. You detach. And then you're going to have withdrawal symptoms. You understand? You're going to have symptoms. I want to go crazy. Oh my God. Oh my life. People call me, Lara. In fact, one girl comes to say, I promise you have removed my bra. I just entered the toilet to come and call. Okay. Where are you now? Do you want me to call the person? How do you escape from that? Withdrawal symptoms. So guys, therapy, don't joke with it. All of us here are going through therapy. And when I mean all of us, I mean the three of us. Me, Brenda. That's why you see Lamide's voice now, very smooth, in that texture. Starve your addiction. You understand?
We knew the Lamide that had not gone through therapy. We saw
that
it.
Had not gone through therapy,
We saw it. It was not fine like this.
Everywhere. You get. Don't think he's an Igbo man's, what do you call it now? He's an Igbo man's invention. Was therapy. Jesus is there for me. Jesus is there. but you have to go through earthly experiences. You know, that's why I said he's unto Caesar, unto what belongs to Caesar. So, but I think I'm done. I know there are no questions. Let's just let's leave it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you so much, Lara. Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, I was catching stray bullets when you were talking in some places, but I will highlight them. But I'll just talk about, you know, one of the things that I think, and I hope you can hear me. One of the things I think really stood out for me was, at the end of the day, it boils down to intentionality. You know, the fact that you have to sit down, you know, escape from the world, find your quiet place, you know, zone into yourself, shut out the noise. You know, I feel like we live in a generation where there's so much information. There's just a lot of information everywhere. You know, opinions are just flying everywhere. So when you carry your phone, there's just opinions everywhere. Go to comment section, opinions, you know, and it's very easy to get drowned in all of those words that are just flying around, you know, and then you begin to lose yourself sometimes. You begin to lose your back. Sometimes you're just angry. You read some comments on, you just be angry, you know. But at the end of the day, it's important that we create that escape to be able to listen to who we are. And then you spoke about sometimes the voice of trauma being even higher than the voice of reason, or higher than your intuition. Because indeed, sometimes, and I think someone has asked that question here before, that sometimes you think that you are hearing God, or you think that you are hearing your intuition, but it's actually just a trauma response, you know. And the only way that you can live above that is to actually find healing. And these things are not far-fetched. Sometimes some people feel like, therapy, healing, what are these people talking about? But it's actually just you intentionally telling yourself that, you know what, I want to be a better person. I want to create a better version of myself. It's like what Lamide did with us in terms of writing where we want to be at the end of the year. This version of you may not take you to that dream, right? Because you still have, so for some people, as you were writing, your mind was already telling you, now wow, December here, now you want to achieve all these things. Those are already strongholds, you know, that you need to deal with. So these things are not, it's not like people call it as perspire to, it's not all of that. This is real life. This is you facing, you know, head on the things that challenge you, the things that challenge your growth, the things that challenge that place that you want to get to. So I'm really just grateful for, I'm really, really grateful for today's session. I don't know about anybody else, you guys that are left in the house, because also I know it's been a long day, but I just want to say thank you to everybody that has stayed till this time. I mean, if you think that this was worth it, please, I need to see fire in the chat box. Just give me some fire if you think that this has been worth it. If you have a comment, please drop your comments. But Lara, I really want to just say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, because indeed, thank you so much, Constance. Thank you, Sheyi. Thank you, Generola. Thank you, Judith. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking by. Thank you, Nora. I think you made a new friend today, Lamide. By the way, Nora, we have to talk after this session. I'm sure you know why already. I keep saying iPhone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. This has just been amazing for me. This has been, I hope that, and again, I hope that at the end of the day, it doesn't just boil down to us clapping and dropping fire emojis. It boils down to, at this point, what are the things that I want to start doing? Like Lamide said, you have to go through what you have written down. What is needed to be able to achieve those things that I have written down today? That place I want to be, December 2023, right? 31st of December. What are those things that I need to stop doing? Nora, you will talk, don't worry, when the time comes. What are those things that we need to stop doing? What are those things that we need to start doing? That's what it boils down to, action points, right? If not, this will just be a feel-good event, you know, like, or mother guests, the yarn, you know, but at the end of the day, what are you doing with it? That's what matters. So I'm actually excited that Lamide was very practical with us. I'm also very excited that Lara was also very practical with us. So we have things to go back to and, you know, sit down and actually write about ourselves. my sister is distracting me. In fact, I think I need to stop her from attending these sessions. Okay, so I know it's time is fast spent, but Lara, thank you. As promised, I'm going to, just appreciate you for being here. I don't take it for granted at all. We're friends, yes, but I understand that, this is what you should do for a living. Lara gets paid. See, Lara gets paid. She gets paid to do things like this. So I mean, guys, in the comment section, if you guys want to support me in appreciating the speakers today, please reach out to me. I really appreciate it. And Tommy, I owe you a gift. I haven't forgotten. I hope that you registered to be on the show. If not, please find a way to send me your email address. I need to give you a gift, and I'm glad that you were able to get some clarity with Lamide as well. So am I forgetting anything? Okay, so hopefully we might do this again next month. Hopefully, I have a speaker already that is going to blow your minds. You guys know that I don't play, right? So hopefully next month we're going to be doing this. And please, I know that I wanted us to have like a family meeting after now, but I think time is fast spent. So I don't know if maybe we'll just do that in the next what you might call it in the next okay, I've seen your email address, Tommy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've seen your email address. So I'm going to try to make sure that we have some time to just, rub minds and see how we can get a better way of doing this. The truth of the matter is that we have to keep reinventing ourselves and making sure that this platform gets even better. So I know some of you find it difficult to register to attend. I don't know why. It takes just like 30 seconds. Like, I registered before now. I registered in the last one now. But what registering does is that it just gives us a database of the people that we expect to see. And then it makes it easier to plan towards it. That's the reason. And again, okay, so maybe we'll do this next time. I think we'll be having just one speaker during the next event. So we're going to do this again next month. Please, if you are going to be available for the next event, just drop some fire emojis. Just drop some fire emojis. If you are going to be available, say, let me put a date to it. Let's say on the 2nd or 9th. 2nd or 9th of September. If this is something you think you want to be a part of, please give me some fire emojis. If I don't get enough fire, then I know that you people don't want it. Okay. 9th. Somebody's warning me. Why are you warning me to stop? Okay. I just want to be sure that people are not getting tired. Like, every time Brenda is telling us to come for this thing. It's just me trying to, I don't know. I'm just excited about us getting lights, just getting information, things that would help us become better versions of ourselves. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this. I'll communicate with you via email when next we're going to be having this. Okay, thank you. This is a lot of fire. I didn't know you people were here like this now. I didn't know. Ezuzo, it's good to see you. Linda, it's good to see you as well. Lamide, I don't know if you are still here, but thank you. Thank you so much. Is Lamide still here? Oh, yes, Lamide is still here. Okay, I wanted to say, come and say a few words, but you don't have few words, so no, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation. God bless you all. Until I come your way again next month, guys, next month. Yeah, this is Conversations with Brenda. See you next time. Bye. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.